ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समचरणसरोजं सान्द्रनीलाम्बुदाभं जघननिहितपाणिं मण्डनं मण्डनानां तरुणतुलसीमालां कन्धरं कञ्जनेत्रं सदयधवलहासं विठ्ठलं चिन्तयामि विठ्ठलं चिन्तयामि। Ovid 2:1:1. He gets in the boat of power of selective discrimination and knows the secret of desirelessness. All his organs look clean and healthy, and he performs his duty to the best possible capacity. 2:1:2. At that stage, he does not commit any undesirable act like telling lies, doing anything with pride and hypocrisy, though people may be provoking him to do. 2:13. Though outward circumstances are miserable, a man of sattvic quality remains inwardly happy in a happy state, inwardly always in a happy state of mind. Remains inwardly always in a happy state of mind. Even if people try to give him trouble, he is not disturbed. 2:14. He is in a permanently happy state of Atmic bliss. This is a sign of sattva quality at the most developed level in a man's life. 2:15. Control of mind and control of organs are the qualities which serve this man. Desirelessness is down at his feet. O Uddhava, such a man is really the great reservoir of piety and kindness, which is sattvic nature. 2:16. Now listen to the nature of rajas quality when it is dominant in a man human life by overpowering the sattva and tamas.
यदा जये तमः सत्त्वं रजः सङ्गं हिदाचलं तदा दुःखेन युज्येत कर्मणा यशसा श्रिया.
Meaning of the verse: when Rajas defeats Sattva and Tamas and does action with attachment to the body and with a tendency to differentiate I and you, and in his character, man finds that his passion is uncontrollable. This quality causes suffering in all his actions, defamation, and loss of possession. 2:17. When pride about body increases in the mind of a man, it increases the Rajas quality. Such a man is always searching for bad qualities in others, and he has a desire to get dignified titles and prestigious position in society. 2:18. The Rajas has a strange quality of mind. Even if he is a man of knowledge, he is mad for enjoying lower kinds of pleasures. This causes further forceful lust and Rajas tendency. 2:19. This predominant Rajas quality defeats and overcomes the Sattva quality and the inertia and dirty, lazy attitude of tamas also. Now I shall tell you the things which will make clear the characteristics of Rajas. 2:20. In the verse, there are three words, that is Sangam, Bhida, and Balam. Attachment, separatist thought, and powerful desires. It shows that by these three, Rajas increases. The Lord will explain this now. 2:21. Sangam, attachment. Sangam means pride about physical body and all things related to it. When the separatist thinking is habitual for him, he always differentiates the me from others. He sees everything analytically by dividing, and bala means forceful sexual desire. In this context, desire for all enjoyment. 2:22. Pain and sorrow are the results of pride of the body. Fear is born by having sense of separateness between oneself and others, and by the emphasis which he gives to physical life. He starts to commit all actions most selfishly by his physical power. 223. He sponsors and also performs whatever action is likely to bring profuse property and money as well as popular prestige. 224. He thinks, I am the only pure man in the world. My performance of rituals and general behavior is the most praiseworthy. And when such a concept and initiative in the actions of selfish nature are predominant, that is the state of mind which is called rajasic. 225. Rajas is very forceful. Such a man thoughtlessly undertakes great projects which are not normally within his capacity and develops his business beyond limit. 226. Outwardly, he appears to be a good natured, but in his mind, there is a desire for sensual pleasures and greed for money. He always desires women and pleasures from her. This is the sign of Rajas. 227. Now, I shall tell you the signs of Tamas when it defeats the Sattvic and Rajas in a man.
यदा जयेद्रजः सत्त्वं तमो मूढं लयं जडं युज्येत शोकमोहाभ्यां निद्रया हिंसया शया.
Meaning of the verse, when tamas predominates over sattva and rajas, the man becomes stupid, lazy, and inert like a stone, and suffers from sorrow, illusion, sleepishness, violence, and hope. 228. When tamas become dominant in a man, he becomes dull, stupid, and stone-like inert. 229. When cunningly a man loots the money of others and immorally enjoys the other man's wife, consider that tamas is very powerful in that man. 230. To speak openly about the bad qualities of others, to blame and ridicule saints, to hate the good people are the signs which show that tamas has become very dominant in the man. 231. Just as mist affects our vision and we cannot see the sun clearly, tamas covers up the quality of discrimination of the man which is under the influence of tamas. 232. Sattva gives light, Rajas gives energy to act, but Tamas overcomes these and is increased by indulgence in irreligious activities. 223. When Tamas is powerful by insulting the saints and blaming other gentlemen, it affects everything in our life. Please listen to what happens. 234. Tamas kills the inspiration. It destroys the intellect. It makes the jiva as senseless as a stone. 235. By tamas, the mind loses its discrimination of deciding what is the proper duty and what is not to be done. This blindness is the state of stupidity, of ignorance, and of delusion. Now listen to the state of degeneration. 236. This state makes one forget what is selfishness and what is unselfish state of benevolent spirituality, what is to be done and what is prohibited. 237. All organs divide of their normal activity, lose their power, the grasping faculty of intellect is destroyed, and the man becomes lazy and dull. 238. Being dull, the man gets sufferings, hardships, and sorrow. He is enticed to bad deeds, and sins are committed by him because he is thoughtless. 239. He sleeps at any time during day and night, and sleep is to him equal to blissful state of Brahman. 240. Such is the plight of a man where tamas quality predominates in his life. Now the Lord is explaining the effects on the body and mind of sattva, rajas, and tamas.
यदा चित्तं प्रसीदेत इन्द्रियाणां च निर्वृतिः देहे भयं मनोसङ्गं तत्सत्त्वं विद्धि मत्पदम्.
Meaning of the verse, when the mind is peaceful and cheerful, when the organs are withdrawn from objects, when there is no fear in the body and the mind is unattached, know that state of sattva, which is my favorite place. 241. When sattva is prevalent in the consciousness, mind is always very cheerful and desire, anger and greed do not find any place. 242. The mind, instead of being interested in pleasures of senses, becomes pathetic toward them. Though the objects of pleasures confront him, he never turns towards them. 243. Just as the leaf of lotus, which is on the surface of water, is aloof and not wet by the water, his mind is also aloof, though surrounded by things of sense joys. 244. The body is always afraid of death, but a man of sattva quality of mind does not fear, though death is near him, because such a man is devotee of mind, with his mind tied to my feet by love. 245. Death is fearsome. So far as man goes by his belief in the difference between you and me. But a devotee of sattva quality is one with me as well as the world, and therefore he is not afraid of death. 246. The man of sattva is generally devotionally attached to my feet, and birth and death do not affect the balanced state of his mind. Such is the nature of sattva quality. Now listen to the effect of tamas, rajas on man's behavior.
विकुर्वन् क्रियया चाधीः अनिवृत्तिश्च चेतसाम् गात्रा स्वास्थ्यं मनोभ्रान्तं रजयेतैर्निशामय.
Meaning of the verse, a man of rajas quality makes mistakes in his action because he has no fixed mind. His mind does not withdraw itself inward. There is ill health in his body and his mind is wandering and confused. 247. When rajas is rampant, there is tremendous anxiety and desire to get the objects of pleasures. Such a man begins many pompous activities by his hands and feet and talks about great things. 248. Though his body is quiet, his mind is full of worries and confused. He is increasingly unhappy because of the force of selfish desires. 249. Though he has family, children, money, property, and all sources of happiness and contentment, his intentionally increases his discontent and motives of more and more possessions. His mind is never silent and withdrawn within itself peacefully, even for a half a minute. 250. Oh, Uddhava, a main symptom of Rajasic man is that though he has no problems, he creates imaginary problems and thinks de- dejectedly about them. 251. Just as that at the time of dusk, there is neither complete darkness nor frank sunlight bright enough, but there is a misty atmosphere, so is the Rajas quality. 252. I have told you the signs of Sattva and Rajas. Now please listen to the signs of Tamas. Inertia is its main effect on the man.
सीदचित्तं विलीयेत चेतसो ग्रहणे क्षमं मनो नष्टं तमो ग्लानिः तमस्तदुपधारय.
Meaning of the verse, please understand that when the man's mind becomes thoughtless and depressed and not capable of grasping any subject, it is in a way destroyed and there is condition of lassitude. It is the effect of tamas. 253. When tamas is predominant, the mind is deeply worried and being confused, no knowledge of anything remains steady in it. 254. There is no sleep, but ignorance fights shy of any knowledge, or in other words, ignorance completely gulps down knowledge as such. This is the strange thing about tamas quality. 255. Though such a man is awake, he is so drowsy that he appears to be asleep. His actions are slipshod and mistaken like a blind man walking at the night of dark phase of the month. 256. The laziness caused by tamas is such that the body looks like a heap of some bedding or sack lying on the ground. In this condition, the consciousness has a screen of some opaque material before his eyes. 257. Normally, a Rajasic man has tremendous projections of intentions and plans, followed by serious doubts and worries. But the same man overcome by tamas loses all initiative. 258. The more surprising thing is that the mind forgets that it is a mind and it has got some power, some inspiration, some faculty. This is the effect of tamas. 259. Thus, when the power of tamas increases, the mind is eaten up by ignorance and it is in a state of stupor. 260. The strange thing is that the mind remains stupidly active with tamas united with it, so that the suffering is never avoided. 261. Oh, Uddhava, whatever such a mind does, it creates further misery. This is, in short, the tamasic state of mind. Eknath, 262. Eknath says, the Lord is at present explaining the attitudes which are increased by each guna separately. He further states,
एधमाने गुणे सत्त्वे देवानां बलमेधते असुराणां च रजसि तमस्युद्धव रक्षसाम्.
meaning of the verse, when the power of sattva guna increases, the gods become stronger. When rajas is on the increase, the asuras become stronger. And when tamas is on the increase, the demons, rakshasas become stronger. 263. The three types of powers of the three gunas correspond with the nature of gods, asuras and rakshasas. The condition in the cosmos correspond with the conditions in one unit on one physical body. 264. Gods are the organs of that great Mahapurusha in the cosmos. And the same gods live with mutual cooperation in the cooperation in the miniature scale in the physical body. 265. That is the sattvic divine quality of a mind, where the man performs his own ordained duties without selfish motive. And this is a natural function of his organs. 266. When a man outwardly does his ordained duties, but in his mind there is powerful attachment to lust, greed, etc. That is the quality of rajas, and the man is asura by nature. 267. When greed and enticement are powerful in the mind and anger is habitual in a man whose tendency is towards committing wrong actions, that is tamasic attitude and is called rakshasa quality. 268. When in one moment there is retired outlook in life, but in the second moment the man is under the influence of powerful passion, it is a sign of battle between the divine sattva and demonic rajas. 269. When a man believes that actions which are not moral are moral and irreligious activities are religious actions, such a man is of tamasic or rakshasa attitude. It destroys both the divine and the asura attitudes. 270. In the mind of a man, when there is confusion whether action should be done selfishly or unselfishly, whether he should be cruel or kind, and when he is not pleased by his own confusion, consider that all the three attitudes, godly, demonish, and tamasic, are having a fight among themselves. 271. In one moment, he is interested in the spiritual way of life. In the next moment, he is greedy, all about money. One moment, he is interested in other man's wife, and the next moment, he has cruelty manifest in his nature. 272. When a man's mind is so fickle, never there will be peace in his life. How can he lead a spiritual way of life? 273. Seekers are always asking a question. What is the state of pain and anguish in our consciousness? I have just now explained the inner conflicts which trouble the seekers. 274. If only one guna or quality is fixed in the character of a mind, he will behave fully under only one influence of that guna. But this does not happen in our practical life. The three gunas are always trying to act together. 275. There is great sorrow in a man's life because there is no one single guna in his character, and thus there is no one pointedness in his behavior. 276. Tamas provokes sinful behavior. Rajas makes a man prone to pamper his body, and sattva is frustrated. It cannot be effective. How can the jiva be free? 277. Sattva is caught between the rajas and tamas. It cannot develop. That sattva can find place to grow only by uprooting the desires and the hopes in our mind. 278. The wonder of all is that we ourselves have by our own imagination erected this house of the three gunas that harasses us by creating great fear and anxiety about our living the worldly life. 279. Sattva gives strength to gods. Rajas gives strength to demons. And tamas gives strength to monsters, the Rakshasas. 280. I have so far explained to you the three forces of gunas and their effects. Now I shall tell you the three states of the three gunas.
सत्त्वाज्जागरणं विद्यात् रजसा स्वप्नमादिशेत् प्रस्वापं तमसा जन्तोः तुरीयं त्रिषु सन्ततम्.
Meaning of the verse: when sattva predominates, the man is keenly awake. When rajas is dominant, he dreams a lot. And tamas causes sleep. The fourth state is the constant, abstract, and state beyond these three. 281. When sattva is prevalent, the man does not have dreams or deep sleep beyond the limit, and the soul is very much aware all the time. 282. When rajas become powerful, dreams are frequent and they affect the mind so much that the awakened state and deep sleep are not evident. Even in the daytime, he is dreaming and his mind is wandering into imaginary regions. 283. When tamas is prevalent, the man is always sleepy. He is not fully awake and alert. He does not even dream much, either daydreaming or while sleeping. 284. If such a man is sitting in a meeting, he sleeps suddenly on the spot. Even while taking meals, he becomes drowsy and sleeps without caring for food or other people. 285. When all the three gunas are irregularly powerful at one time, the man's waking state, dream, and sleep are all very organized.
Unorganized.
Unorganized. One state overpowers other state at any time, and he becomes a psychologically imbalanced person. 286. Now there is a fourth state of consciousness where Atman is always aware in its own state. This is beyond the three states and is called Turiya by man of knowledge. 287. Oh, Uddhava, this fourth state controls the waking state, the dream state, and the sleeping state. And Atman causes these states and experiences through them. This experiencer is in the fourth state. 288. Though this state is at the background and within the three states, it is not traceable in them and it is permanent and is not affected by gunas at all. 289. As a man is called father only when he's got a son. So this state is called the fourth because the qualities of all the three states are within this state. 290. The three states come and go and are felt on the eternal fourth stage, which is also called Brahman stage, which is endless. 291. The fourth state is there all the time. Now I shall tell you further how each guna is evident in men of fourth caste.
पर्युपरि गच्छन्ति सत्त्वेन ब्राह्मणा जनाः तमसाधोध आमुख्यात् रजसान्तरचारिणः.
Meaning of the verse: Brahmins who are rich by sattva guna rise high in the heaven. By tamas, men go to lower stages in the scheme of life, that is, animals and other categories. And by rajas, men of unsteady mind are born again in the middle level of evolution after a stay in the astral world. 292. Sattva quality is found mainly in Brahmins. They follow their own code of conduct and it is not offered to Brahman by so much as ritual, but they, by the nature and power of their pure karma, go up and up in the heaven and gain various regions in the divine world. Please listen. 294. Sattvic Brahmins go to Swarga, heaven, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, and finally Satyaloka. 295. When Rajas is prevalent in the lifetime and at the time of death, the men go to astral plane and are born again and again at the level of lower caste human beings. 296. Tamas makes the jiva compulsory to be born as animals, birds and insects, and even as trees, herbs, and stone. 297. The Lord is now telling the effect of a particular guna, which is more dominant in the mind of a man who is dying.
It was a carb intake. It was a random carb intake without adequate protein.
298. The stage attained by the devotees of the Lord Krishna is also being told now in the next verse.
सत्त्वे प्रलीना स्वर्यान्ति नरलोकं रजोलयाः तमोलयास्तु निरयं यान्ति मामेव निर्गुणाः.
Meaning of the verse: Men dying when sattva is dominant in their character go to heaven, and those dying when rajas is prevalent at the time of death come again in human kingdom after a limited stay in other subtle world. While men dying when tamas is very powerful in their nature go to hell. But those who are free of all these modes at the time of death, calm and pure, come to me. 299. There are three gunas evident in this world, as already told. O Uddhava, those who die with sattva is forceful and very much increased in character go to heaven by a very luminant divine body. 300. Sattvic persons thus go to higher heaven, while those who die when rajas of hectic activity and forceful emotion is dominant come again to human kingdom. 301. When tamas is powerful in a man's nature at the time of death, he suffers in hell, which is very fiercely painful. 302. When a man loves with devotion me, the Lord of the world, he has a brilliant image of me in his mind in his heart and mind when he dies. 303. He who dies while meditating on me with all his weapons like the conch, disc, the mace, lotus, and all my ornaments with my body as Sri Vishnu, he goes directly to Vaikuntha, which is my eternal sacred place of residence. He becomes similar in appearance like me. 304. Those who have understanding that I am in all the beings as Atman and who offer their devotion to me in the vast aspect become free while they are living. 305. If by time their body dies, they have no other place to go except this Vaikuntha. As they live in eternal self bliss, that does not affect their supreme state of happiness. 306. My abstract existence and my divine body in Vaikuntha are the only one. Saguna or Nirguna are one in me. 307. The Lord is now telling about the spiritual efforts which all these worthy persons do.
मदर्पणं निष्फलं वा सात्विकं निजकर्म तत् राजसं फलसङ्कल्पं हिंसा प्रायादि तामसम्.
Meaning of the verse, that action is sattvic, which is either offered to me or done without desire for fruit. And when action is done in the hope for fruit, it is rajas. Thus, tamas action is that which involves violence and killing, etc. 308. When the mind purified by sattva quality, when the ordained duties are with the mind purified by sattva quality, when ordained duties are performed without attachments to its fruit, it is naturally offered to Brahman. 309. The man performs all actions which are to be done by him according to his caste and personal age, etc., but does not hope to get its fruit. And in his mind, there is deep love for me. That action is sattvic. 310. For him, worship of me is the only duty. He is his own dharma, and that is his own action offered to me, and therefore it does not bind. His actions become pious and pure when he knows this secret. 311. When a man performs his ordained duty, performs yajnas to propitiate various gods, and expects fruits here in the form of mundane life and heavenly pleasures, he is considered to be doing rajasic work. 312. When there is actual violence in any action, and that is also very shabbily done, in which there is evil motive involved in all, simply a tamasic action. 313. When there is outward show of performance of duty, but in the mind there is neither faith nor proper attention, where saints are disrespected or envied, where people indulge in evil gossip of others, that is surely sattvic action. Tamasic action. 314. Now the Lord is explaining the kinds of knowledge and according to the three gunas and the knowledge which is free of gunas. In the next verse.
कैवल्यं सात्विकं ज्ञानं रजो वैकल्पिकं च यत् प्राकृतं तामसं ज्ञानं मन्निष्ठं निर्गुणं स्मृतम्.
Meaning of the verse, the knowledge according to Sattva Guna is about unity and wholeness of life. Rajasic knowledge is full of doubts. Knowledge of earthly objects is tamasic by nature, while knowledge about me is a higher type of knowledge beyond the gunas. 315. When man knows that though he lives in the body, he is different from the body, and that the Lord is living in all the beings, that knowledge is of sattva quality. 316.
And we'll pause over here.
So
Much
beautifully explained.
yeah. Mm.
Sattva, Rajas, and Gunas. The Sthita Prajna Lakshana in the first few verses describe the sattvic quality where the man is always attached to that. I mean, he feels that he's one with the Brahman and sees Brahman in all. That is a sattvic nature. Sattvic nature. Yeah. And is full of desirelessness, is in always permanently atmic bliss and always happy and cherished with the life. That is the sattvic nature. And when it comes to Rajas, uh, he always like is searching for the bad qualities in others and tries to find faults. All these are the Rajasic qualities and is full of forceful lust and enjoying the lower kind of pleasures. See, doing things with desire is a rajasic quality, selfish, selfish attitude. Then few things like sangam, the attachment. These are all the sangam, vida, and balam are all at, these words are attached to rajas. Though outwardly he appears to be a good man, but inwardly he carves and greeds for money, pleasures, everything. These are the Rajasic qualities. And when it comes to Tamas, which Rajas and Sattvic, Tamas predominates the Rajas and Sattva and Rajas. The Tamasic qualities are being lazy, stupid, inert, dull, and always looting others people money, and it's all whichever we feel is bad. Like in dharma what we say is that everything is done by the tamasic, the tamas qualities, whereas sattva gives right light, rajas gives energy, but tamas overcome all this. They're always in that lazy dull mood. Tamas kills inspiration. This is we have to always keep, when we don't have that inspiration to do things, shows that we are in that tamas quality. So it was nicely explained all the three rajas, guna, tamas, sattva, rajas, and tamasic gunas. Now explaining the state of sattva, where the person is always cheerful and happy and always in that Brahman and that one consciousness is the sattva quality, where he has that kindness, empathy. These are all sattva qualities, which is explained in the all the verses from 241, all the Ovis. And he also, Bhagavan also says that the man of sattva is always devotional. It is not that one time is devotional and one time is not. He will always remain in that devotional mind, like praying, the background music of the God, like goes on and on. That is a sattva quality. And rajas is always anxiety, desire for the things. What happens next? I have to save money. This, that, full of worries, confusion is all the rajasic qualities. Then tamas is again restlessness in the mind, always worrying, no knowledge of confusion of knowledge, or in like having no knowledge is also tamas. If person has a knowledge about thing, they always remains in sattva. And drowsiness is all tamas qualities. Yeah, this always says when sattva guna increases, the gods become stronger. That is where there is sattva guna, divinity flourishes. When there is rajasic, asura qualities are there. For tamasic, it is a rakshasa qualities. These are nicely explained about the nature of gods, asuras, and rakshasas. A person who is in a sattva guna always sees divinity in other people and sees that consciousness everywhere. And Rajas is Asura, Tamasic is demonic qualities, Rakshasa qualities. Then the fourth state is explained here beyond the three gunas, beyond Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic, which is always in that blissful conscious state. They overcome all the three gunas and remain one with that Brahman. Atman is always aware in its own state, that is beyond the three stages, and it is in that Turiya stage that is, he is in that meditative mode. The fourth state is that meditative mode of consciousness. Okay, when Rajas become powerful, dreams are frequent and it affects the sleep. Tamasic man is always sleepy. This is also nicely explained here. I think that's all I can. Yeah, here he says that Brahmins are always in Brahmins here. I understand people who have that Brahmagnan and that Sitas Prajna Lakshanas, they are in the Sattvic state, and when they reach this state, they are one with that gone and reached Vaikuntha. That is a Satyaloka. Yeah, here's it. When dying, when sattva is dominant, people go to heaven. That is the Vaikuntha. When it is rajas, they come back again and again in the birth. The cycle of birth and death goes on and on. And tamasic, they go to the lower nature of births. A man, this is beautiful. He who dies while meditating on me with all my weapons like conch, disc, mace, lotus, reach the heavenly abode of Sri Vishnu, that Vaikuntha. And this also is nice. When the mind purified by sattva quality, when the ordained duties are performed without attachment, is the sattvic. Ishwar Arpana Buddhi and Ishwar Prasada Buddhi. When this is developed, the sattva quality develops in the person, and it is when we are always in that sattva, we see that Brahman, we are one with the consciousness. That's all I could summarize.
Beautifully summarized. And the gunas are like that, no? It makes, and we can identify. Later on, like in the Gita, we should identify the food and the rasas along with it. So then we will know what kind of texture of mind body we are building. The rasas played, what we consume plays the part of our mental texture, physical texture. So the sattva rajas tamas comes from that. Some people, they keep everything in the fridge and they heat again. And still, food is going to be tamas upon us. Then our mental texture will be like that, our attitude will be like always having some salty, spicy, without pickle, you cannot eat lunch. It's going to be just like that. I'm just giving a broad balance should be there, nothing extreme, nothing devoid of, and nothing too much of. All shadrasa should be there and that. Then that's absolutely. I'm sitting down and eating, not on the go. Then we will build. The number of thoughts, like people take it as a attribute to multitask. I can do so many. But actually, that is according to our thing. As a seeker, it's not nice. So if we will do one task at a time, when we give full focus on that, the number of thoughts are only on that. But if you're doing 10 things at a time, the number of thoughts are at 10 different directions. So we will always have an adjective because mind is nothing but a flow of thoughts. So if our flow of thoughts is at varied things, our mind will also be like that, scattered. So we'll have to stay focused by doing one job at a time, give full to it, and then go to another. It will give us a controlled, calm, poised mind. Otherwise, it's uncontrolled. So all these attributes are how we behave, how we eat, what we do. So then it will affect also our sleeping. Our sleep should also be perfect. Then then the storage in the mind is archived properly, cleansed, processed. But otherwise, if we are not sleeping, we are holding on those same thoughts, and so we are not allowing our body to recharge. It's on the mind, but on the physical level, so many different things happen. So digestion things. All this
Food
Just wanted to
comes
say
from
one thing. That means while the texture of the mind of those people who are in the sometimes the restaurant, I've seen some people arguing with each other and also with the customers, right? And so I think when they serve the food like that, that is also very dangerous for
Yes,
us to
yes.
eat. Like, yeah,
Not only them, even when we cook in our kitchen, if we are agitated,
not
and
in
then
it.
that
Yeah.
is also, yeah, that also affects. The whole prana, the energy, the sattvic aspect gets crushed away. Also, it is said that whether we are offering to everybody and then only eating in our home when or we are just eating it off, that also is making the mind. So, as a seeker, it's not only just these qualities, but what leads into these qualities, we should also see that. So, we'll have to get Gita's help. Without that, to understand, only now we understood, okay, this quality is making this, but this quality is in us, how? So, that is our tendency, we will have to rectify. We'll have to change our food habits. We'll have to learn to eat clean. And now, because we spoke like this, how much time we have? In 2 minutes, for the Gurukul kids now, the exams are going on, and then for the Onam, they are going to get a holiday. I'm taking them on a field trip. And this Sunday, they will have a physical class over here in the Gurukul. And because the holidays were there, and in the physical class, they will be taught how to select. I'm not having any packets over here to pick up any product and go to the content side and read what they are reading. Emulsifiers, INS numbers, uh, sugar free. They have written front, but backside they see maltitol or whatever, maltodextrin or what aspartame. So I'll be teaching them to read that and how we are fooled that they say sugar free, but how sugar is there in different ways. Whether and refined flour, frozen vegetables, um, uh, oils, refined oil, maida. So I said that masala. We buy from whatever red chili powder. Eastern
You
masala
mean
is
the
good.
ingredients on the food?
Yeah.
Packed food.
Yeah. So, so the class will be taken. Okay. And then harmful things and all will be some going short and fast. Huh? Then this is in the class. Then a field trip. So I'll be setting them free in one of our biggest supermarket. And then I will say, now you have learned, choose a healthy food and bring, and you can take it. So they should learn to choose what is healthy. They will see tens and thousands of things and they can buy, but till yesterday. But now after this class today, they will not buy that. And they will make a choice. What is the 2 minutes Maggie? Huh? What is the packaged food? Huh? What the Amul milk is not spoiling for so many months? Huh? What is that in it? What is in it? And so then this is one part. Then taking them to the mill. Over here we have mills. So not to buy, okay, this packet masala, this Raja Mart masala, or this whatever, Eastern masala. Give it to, get it from the mill. The turmeric powder, the red chili powder, whatever, sambar masala, your flowers. Directly. So not to buy this Pillsbury and this and that. What is there? We don't even. From the mill, you should get it. So they will be taken to the mill. They will be taken to fresh vegetable shop. And then what is to be brought? And not the frozen vegetable. And a grocery. And there is one more masala. There is one flower shop where we get flowers like ragi, different kinds of millets. Even we get moringa flour for dosa, like that and all. When to make a choice that not to eat this, not to eat this. And then wise about it. But you have to stay your mind focused. Your gut should be clean for your mind to be focused. the choice that sugar so much has had, why it is so better to avoid white sugar, switch over to jaggery. Why refine? So all this, so when you said that, so the Gurukul project is this now next. And I told them, we'll do all this. Let's try and attempt one level higher. We'll do it in Sanskrit. And I said, I'll teach y'all. And then we'll do it another notch higher. If y'all are doing it good, I will tag Modi into it. And I'll ask why children have been sold like this. You can question Kapil Dev. Mary Shakti, boost ki Shakti. Yeah, Sachin Tendulkar, Horlicks is my secret of energy. Or Complan, you have that and you become tall. Nothing, it's all sugar. And all mothers, they think they have to give their children sugars. And it's been fed. And then we see India is a capital of diabetes. Why not? It will become, it's been, so we will have to question our Prime Minister because he's the one who is working so well. And in the vicinity of the schools of whatever, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, how much the kids can walk, such things should not be sold. What? Lays, bingos, whatever, masala, whatever, fizzy drinks. Let there be buttermilk sold, let there be lemon juice sold, let there be because in Kerala I can see that there are such shops who sell fresh lemon juice and this. So I said, if you'll do it good, if you'll understood, and if that is sinking in you, then I'll tag like that. You can ask a question to Modi and I'll send you a question that why are we giving colored gems a tablet? Why are we giving this Skittles? Other countries are banning. Finland has banned something, Sweden has banned something, Europe doesn't allow this to the kids. Then why everything is dumped into the Indian market? So if we will start over there, then when they become at our age, they can digest the spiritual knowledge. Otherwise, it's a question remaining in the book. We will have to start it somewhere there. Then it will work. Otherwise, now we have already made our bodies, we have already collected. God alone knows how much vasana, that if little pickle is there, then the food will go proper, and little chatpata and a little this, and once a while samosa. We like all that. We are not able to let go of that food. Means so much in our tongue that craving is kept, that once a while is okay. No, not even once a while. We'll have to live a clean life. We'll have to live a clean. The starting point is wrong. So now when we sit on this, we appreciate the knowledge, but it is not translating into the practice because like that, the samskaras of our lifestyle is so much. So I just thought I'll share this. I have not shared this. Now y'all are knowing, some 3 people in the call are knowing this, but it is what we'll have to do. And if we will do, then more than the teaching, I felt if I do, kids see me and do. Oh, Kinkini, the chain, like Kinkini doesn't do this. Oh, Kinkini ke class and now Kinkini for either. So when they see it, so we should not actually teach children. We should start behaving. Then kids in our house see and do. But because we don't behave, we have to give instructions and then we say kids are not. So it is like a very subtle thing, and everything should go simultaneously. Teaching and all should happen, but they should see that we are teaching them what we are practicing. So I realized that one thing, that we can give big talks, but if we are not practicing that, it's not going to be that. So the realization has dawned very late in life, but that's the fact. And because now I'm surrounded with the kids, now I'm thinking in a different way. It should be like this. It should be this. Good. So let our combination, whatever we are doing, let it translate into this. So probably.
Very, very
And
important.
yes. So probably now this week we have Monday to Thursday. So then we can improve. Monday to Thursday, my diet should be like this. So we are not committing long, we are committing short so that it is becoming possible for us first. Because our cravings, we know what kind of thing, oh, I've not eaten this. So we should try adopting one new habit and build it up. Nothing big to do, only one tiny something, and then build it up and live with that one thing. Let it sink into us. Then maybe Monday to Thursday, let me not go on any kind of junk. Let me not go on any kind of extra sugar. Let me not go on anything pharmaceutical food, stale food, heavy food. Let my dinner be clean. Let me eat early dinner. Something like that, some commitment. Let me not have a late night craving. So to to teach the mind, we'll have to reteach the mind. And then we'll have to unlearn many things and then introduce something new and practice. We can do. So one small thing, whatever we can do, let's so now, why I'm saying that I've taken, okay, I won't eat white sugar. Now I will be mindful. So laddu, no laddu. If you're making laddu with white sugar, no. Jalebi, no jalebi. Rasagulla, no. If you're making with white sugar, then no. You have alternative of any sweetness, which are natural, which are not artificial. Yes. So now for the kids, I showed them one video or something. So now we are in their holiday, we are going to make chocolate at home. So that was the thing. So also we may have homemade chocolate. It is going to be tasty equally. You can make whatever the sweet, how much of a sweet you want. I won't stop. And then some sweet options with raisins or dates or figs or some options with jaggery, organic, proper jaggery. Simple. Okay, so this is just one thought sharing that all these gunas, when we learn, we will have to translate it. Not all at a time. So much is there to do. So we should all. No, something tiny, one small. Something small to hold on and not leave that. That gives us a very nice power inside. We just enjoy. We'll enjoy our power that I've conquered. That's one thing, great.
Yeah, it's really very important to do at least one at a time. To begin somewhere is very, very important. So food is for children, yes. Singapore, I remember when my children were in primary 1 and primary 2, Fridays they are supposed to bring one fruit at least, few pieces in their box. And it was called Friday is our for fruits. And there will be a fruit leader among them itself who will go and monitor whether everybody has one fruit or not. If there is no fruit with anyone, he is supposed to share whatever fruit he has, one or so he will carry more fruits to them. So some sort of learning was, I mean, very small. Maybe
No,
1 or 2
very
years
so
they are
precious.
doing it, but they are trying to do some good things. So it makes a big difference for children. They go and buy the healthier things. Very, very useful these days because, as you said, the advertisements, the Instagram,
Yes.
even the
No, the
parents.
heroes advertise, right? Shah Rukh Khan will, Salman Khan will, and all these heroes will jump from something, catching something secret. Kapil Dev boost is the secret of my life. Complan is like Horlicks is. What is that? Just put the ingredient into it. Nothing.
Very,
So much of
we need a very qualified people, good teachers to really teach the children as to how to select their foods.
If the kids make this nice and if the video is coming out good, I'll be sharing it
Sure.
everywhere and of course marking all the ministers, the food minister. And we'll question here. Somewhere we will have to question these things.
Lot of problems for children these days, becoming very
Yes,
obese at a younger age.
yes. So this village kids are also they never knew what was a mall. They saw only KFC advertised. I've fed them KFC. They've never heard. They saw it on the TV. Junk food ആണ് പക്ഷെ എന്താണ് നിങ്ങളുടെ ഇത് because if that is not there then they will feel oh they are backward somewhere I don't know. And I said all this is all lazy people, city people's life. You are a nice village breed. Stay and eat the real food sitting over there. Anyways, let's wind up today's session. It's already 10:45 for 200 minutes. Over to you.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु
Everyone, thank you for joining. Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you,
See you.
Varshaji.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Hari Om.
Thank you, Varshaji.
Thank you.